1.12 billion people watched the Women's World Cup last year, and Crystal Palace legend Ian Wright wants to keep it that way. Two of last year's standout stars, Beth England and Ellie Roebuck, have already been back on the pitch since the pandemic, and we are joined, we are glad to say, by all of them this morning. A very good morning to you all. Beth and Ellie, how has it been playing during the pandemic? Sorry, Beth first. Let's start with Beth.
It's been manic, obviously, with all the new regulations in place and making sure everyone's keeping the safe distance, all the testing and stuff. It's definitely something new, but we're getting through it, and thankfully the women's football finally starts back next weekend.
Now, Beth, you are a brilliant striker for Chelsea and England. You've just won the league with Chelsea and the Community Shield, beating Man City. You've been rewarded with the Women's Super League Player of the Season award for your performance. But there's a little dark cloud on the horizon. I've just picked up the papers. Chelsea women have just signed Pernille Harder from Wolfsburg for a world record £300,000, and she's a striker. Do you see this as a good thing, or are you on the bench?
Well, that's for Emma to decide, but I think it's great to have Pernille join our team. She's a great footballer. She's got a wealth of experience, especially in the Champions League, which is definitely a trophy which we're aiming to go for this year along with the rest of them. I'm excited to see Pernille and excited to see how she's going to help our team this year.
I mean, is this like City signing Messi? Is it that level? I mean, the world record fee, is she the best player in the world in women's football?
I mean, I think she's pretty up there, so you'll have to wait and see what she provides on the pitch for us, but I'm pretty sure she'll do the job, and she's worth every penny that I've spent on her.
Well, Wrighty, it's a lot of pennies, and I was struck by the fact that, you know, £300,000 that's a big fee for a women's player, and that shows me that the financial dimensions of women's football are becoming serious.
Of course they are, but can I just say, in Beth's defence, that last season Chelsea signed Sam Kerr, one of the best players, another one of the players in the world, another great player. She came out a great season. Beth ended up player of the year, player of the season, because in her own right, she saw what was coming, responded to it, and she'll probably do the same when Pernille Harder gets there, who is fantastic from Wolfsburg. But saying that, this is what's happening. What people got to understand with the women's game, the ladies' game, is that it's going from strength to strength. They are now able to attract a Pernille Harder. You know, you're talking about Rose Lavelle as well, going to Manchester City. You've got Valerie Govan going to Everton, Steph Catley coming to Arsenal, Lucy Bronze may be coming back. What's happening now with the Barclays WSL is the fact that it is now becoming a place to be. And with the quality that's coming through and the signings that are being made, Piers, it's only going to go from strength to strength.
How good are the top women's players now, Wright? And let's be brutally honest. You know, how good are they? Because I'm watching it thinking the standard is getting better and better and better every time I watch. Are we going to get to a stage in a few years, or maybe sooner, I don't know, where a top women's player may actually play in the men's professional league, for example?
Why would they want to play in the men's professional league when the calibre of player that's coming through and what's going to continue to come through is going to make the women's league? Why do they need to go to the men's league? They're going to be brilliant in the women's league. The fact is, if Barclays can get their initiative through for 2024, where by 2024, all girls in school will be able to have the option of playing football, that is what you need. You don't need women getting to a place where they can play football in the men's.
Well, I suppose the reason I asked the question was the darts player, Farron Cherong. You know, she made such a huge impact, I think, for women darts players.
Totally different.
Okay, well,
so I agree.
Different sport.
I agree. I'm just saying it would be quite extraordinary if a woman was able
to play. Well, why don't we ask one of the
women... Or indeed,
Ellie,
a man play in the women's league. I mean, for any reason they can't.
Is that an ambition for the women to play against the men?
No, I don't think that's... I've not really thought about that. So for me, I think... Like he said, the league itself, the women's league is getting stronger and stronger, and people are coming from all over Europe and America to come and play in our league. So I think the league itself is getting that competitive that I don't think we have any reason to try and have that as an aim.
Tell me, Ellie, because you're back again on Saturday. You play for England and Man City. I think you play Aston Villa, don't you, when the season restarts on Saturday. I know that the fans are being let back at some stage. I think at the Amex Brighton-Chelsea match, there were fans watching. What has it been like playing without fans, the atmosphere they bring, and are you keen to get them back? And what will it be like just with a small proportion of the grounds having fans in them?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we play for the fans, so not having them has been pretty strange, especially playing at Wembley with no crowd. Obviously, it's a huge stadium, so it was a bit strange. But like I say, we're looking forward to hopefully being able to get the fans back soon, as they really do bring the atmosphere, and that's really kind of the environment we want to be playing in. And I think the fan base for all teams in the WSL is growing as well. So the sooner we can kind of get them back in and continue that growth, the better.
Beth, Wrighty touched on in a Radio 5 live sport interview the problems that some of the female top players have on social media, the trolling, the abuse and so on, which is, I've seen some of it, it's disgusting. How much of that have you had to endure? What do you feel should be done about it? And how widespread do you think it is?
Personally, I haven't received too much backlash with trolling. I think it's hard for any sports person going online and seeing all the hateful stuff that's been put out there. But I think there should be much more stronger regulations in stopping these people having access to writing such derogatory comments. And obviously, there's some of the things that they say is just outright appalling. And I feel that if there's more regulations put in place to prevent that, it'll... Mental health, obviously, if you want to touch on that, it can have a big impact on a sports person's career. They work their whole life to be the best at what they do. And obviously, the last thing you want to see is such bad comments online. Obviously, it comes with the territory, I guess. Obviously, you're going to be critiqued in the profession that you do, but it doesn't give a right
to put up with that kind of nonsense.
You shouldn't. But I think you make a very good point as well. Of course, you shouldn't have to receive it. Absolutely, is disgusting. But I think taking a step away from social media and not looking at it is also one way that you can kind of protect yourself.
One thing I would like, Beth, sorry, yeah,
Beth, Karen.
Yeah.
Obviously, as professionals, there's certain things that we choose not to look at, and it's by your own accord if you do want to look at it. But in the same right, why should we not have to look because someone else is...
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Beth, one problem I have with you is Megan Rapinoe. I can't have her doing that little tea thing anymore at our players, right? I need a guarantee from you right now you're going to wipe the smug smile off that American team's faces next time we play them. Can you give me that?
I mean, I can't give a guarantee, but I'll certainly do my best.
And when you do the tea thing, all right? Just have it ready, have a teacup, do what Wrighty would do. Have it ready, go to the corner flag with the whole team and all do the cup of tea, all right?
Yep.
Okay.
Wrighty, can't let you go with that. I'm starting to feel hopeful about our team, Arsenal.
Yeah. You like your side?
We've won 2 trophies, FA Cup and, all right, Community Shield, but it's still silverware. We haven't won back-to-back silverware since almost since I was born, it feels like. We're signing some proper players, Willian, Gabriel now, the Brazilian defender. We're in for some others. What do you feel about Arsenal's chances this season?
Well, when you look at our manager, he's a very focused, driven guy. He knows exactly what Arsenal are about. And when you consider when he's come in to what he's done now, people are saying that Arsenal fans are getting excited about the 2 trophies. Yeah, to a certain extent, but it is momentum and it is progress. When you look at the transformation, the culture change under Mikel Arteta, you have to say that we're on the right track. And that is the only thing you want to worry about right now, because there's still a long way to go with what other teams are doing at the moment. You look what Chelsea are doing, look what Man City are doing, what Liverpool are going to do, what Man United are going to do. And we have to just worry, as Arsenal, have to worry about what we're doing and the slow progress that we're making. It's just good at the moment.
Do you think Messi's coming to City? What are you hearing?
I don't know. There's a lot of politics involved with that Messi stuff with the people at the ball. But if he is going to go somewhere, you probably would say that it's going to be going back to Pep. But I'd love to see him here. But at the same time, Messi leaving Barcelona turns it into a whole different kind of scenario simply because it's Barcelona.
Yeah.
You know, he needs to be there, whatever anybody says. He needs to be at Barcelona.
I think he's mentally done with them. I think they've had a spectacular falling out.
He can't be. He can't be. Not the way he's intrinsically linked with that club from a child. There's things going on in the boardroom that we don't know enough about.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not sure if it's going to happen.
More importantly, there is one thing in our boardroom that needs to be resolved, and that is Aubameyang, who I know you love as much as I do. He needs to sign again, doesn't he, for us to really compete?
To be honest, I think that he will be the most significant signing that Mikel can make. We do need to make that happen, Arsenal, simply because of what he brings to that team. When you look at the chances created for Arsenal, there was 16th in the league with chances created, and he still scored the amount of goals he scored. So if you can imagine, we could start creating more with the players that he's signed, the Willians and people like that, then he's going to score more goals. It's imperative that he signs.
He's the most exciting striker we've had since...
I've got to say on Palace as well. With Palace, Suze, and the signings now, young signings.
We haven't got enough time, Righty. Sorry, mate.
Gallagher on loan, you know what I mean?
We're focusing on the top end of the table.
Palace
Sorry, mate.
at last are starting to play younger players, get younger players involved. It's got to be said as well. I get a lot of stick from Palace fans. They think I don't care when I do.
No, you did care. You just moved to a bigger club.
Yeah.
Righty, righty.